Okay. This is almost working. Dun 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 dun. Morning coffee. Dun 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 doo 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 dee. Dun 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 doo 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 dee. Bum 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 bum. Ba da da dum ba da da doo 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 da da dun doo. Bum 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 dun dun. Bum 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 bum. Is the camera? Yeah, camera's live. Everything's live. Cool, cool, cool. Should have audio. Morning, Iconic Anemone and Typical Human. Glad you could join us. Okay, let's make sure we got the Discord open. Bum, 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 ba, dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So. Okay. So, I feel like this is the wrong file. We got this one done last night. I think we're in the wrong file. Morning, Salem. Morning, Paris. Morning, L. Apparently the YouTube thing was open and making noise. Don't love that. Okay. So if that was that one, then we want this one. This is the tree one. I did an export of this tree bit last night, but I'm not entirely happy with it, and I think we might want to get some stuff of Biffa's bowl, too. So this is when I logged in, and then we finished up the end here. And so the camera sweeps this way. So let's save this as first flyover. Now you might say, what about second flyover? Well, let's look at the first flyover closely first. Let me reload that first flyover file here in OBS so y'all can see what that looks like. So we have this seam here. The new ReplayMod update and BobbyMod update doesn't manually load all the chunks or force load all the chunks before the first frame renders, which avoids some glitches, but it means I need 5 or so seconds of time for the chunks to load in at the beginning of every replay, which is a little inconvenient, but not great. So we've got the pinball machine looming pretty well right here. Welcome, Dottie Matrix. Then we fly up and out while keeping the pinball machine in frame. Start seeing those trees get popped in. We are losing chunks in the distance there, which is a little bit visually obvious. Grass is barely spreading back that way. Okay, so that is the replay mod we have here. Now, if we're going to show this from a different second angle, can we come back this low here and show the pinball machine still above the horizon? Whoops, dang it. How far do we have to render out to see the pinball machine from here is the question. Yeah, Bobby does make ReplayMod look fantastic. You're not wrong. So this is 32 seconds. I mean, we're all the way across the perimeter. I know I can see the back of the perimeter from the pinball machine at certain chunk render distances, but they're kind of extreme. In fact, if we come to this corner, we actually have a much better broad view, because then we have Grian's base, Scar's base, the goat flag, and then the pinball machine. Mumbo's base too, if we frame this properly. So we keep the flag centered there. We've got to get the kind of the right parallax here, so that Grian's base can block ZF's base, but we don't want to block Mumbo's base. Can we... Actually, this is a particularly interesting angle. What are the shadows coming on the grass? That's where are the shadows coming from on the grass? That's just a different biome. That's a what do you call it? Biome. Dark forest, maybe. It's not shadows. Yeah, okay, so let's say that we bring this around to it's like this. Okay. Now for this first part here, do we just have a completely static camera? It looks like we kind of do. Which we don't necessarily want there either. So from this angle, we can actually have Deep Field, Mumbo's, Scarland, and Grian's. What is that? The butterfly isn't in frame, though. Or the dragon. Let's bring that up like that. Oh, whoops. Gonna go linear because this is basically a hard cut. We're getting cute with this here. Options, video settings. Turn this up far enough that hopefully the pinball machine should render. We're gonna close every other tab in my browser in hopes of saving a little bit of RAM. Did I say good morning to Dottie Matrix? Morning, Dottie Matrix. I think I said hello, but if I didn't, I'm kind of distracted right now. Okay, so render camera path, chroma keying. Okay, let's try and give this one a render with the extended view distance and see how it goes. Sorry, yeah, I'm just like I want this video to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but like, this is one of those videos that I think people are going to come back to for years Just this incident was so ludicrous. In the same way, people are still going back to the Biffa's Bowl video. Excuse me, I'm still waking up, getting my coffee, clearing the throat. But yeah, the same way we're still going back to the Biffa's Bowl video 10 years later. This is one of them. And so... Okay. So, the first 600 frames of the preview is pretty much going to be garbage, because it's just the chunks loading. So we might as well leave the renderer off for that. Letting that roll out. Meanwhile, it's Monday morning. I see we got that Tommy boy here. Tommy, let me know when you're ready for our call. I can do that whenever. Hopefully that video I sent you for the petitions minutes was good yesterday. Okay. Morning, Luca, in the YouTube chat. I'm doing well, thanks. Okay, so we're almost to frame 600. We'll give it another second or two. Then we'll turn the preview on. 22 minutes. Wow, these long-distance renders do take longer. Tommy says the VOD's all good. Still tidying my minutes up. We'll have it done and linked in the newsletter. Awesome. Thank you, Tommy. Yeah, that doesn't... The minutes don't necessarily have to be done for us to have our newsletter call, from my point of view. But, let's turn on the preview here. Yeah. This is a much better angle than what I did. It's a much better angle than what I did for the other one. This is the way to do it. Okay. I'm feeling pretty great about this. Because, like, I don't know if y'all saw Scar's video, but I want to make sure that my time lapses are complementary to his. You know, he's got a really great top-down view of the perimeter and nothing but the perimeter. And so that means if I'm going to do a time-lapse, rather than like, ooh, I got to do the best top-down view of the perimeter to compete directly with Scar, that doesn't make sense. I should say, Scar did a great job of that. I'm going to try and do mine a different way that people might enjoy differently, you know? So... yeah, if you haven't watched Scar's video yet, I strongly, strongly recommend it. Oh my gosh. Mind of Me said all three of them did amazing jobs with unique time lapses. That's the thing is you know, I don't want to just do what they did but worse, right? I need to have my own take on it. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 ba dun 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 dun. Do 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 dun 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 dun. Bum 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 dun dun dun. Welcome, Wesley. Pum 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 bum bum dum pum 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 pum. So once all that dirt gets filled in is when the camera's going to do the wild swing, but none of this looks bad so far. Zavi says, yo, how did Hermit's Helping Hermit start? Whose idea was it? I think it was Rendog's. I don't know if he called it that. But Rendog kind of hosted the first one at Tattoo Ren. Yeah, El knows. Placing the lava in his Star Wars land. Okay, so while this runs, other stuff we like to do on Monday. We need to look over the stream schedule for the week and sort all that stuff out. So let's bring the mic boom a little further this way. The mic boom is booming. It likes to twist further. I'm sure there's some sort of trick for if your microphone thing, like the thing that twists to lock it in place doesn't lock it in place very well anymore. There's probably something I can do to that to fix it, but I don't know. Oh, did I remember to post the tipping link yet? It's fine, probably. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. So the reason we're doing this with the preview on is because I've got an experimental, like, there's new sodium, new Bobby mod, a bunch of stuff going on here. And we were getting some crazy visual glitches before. Not necessarily on stream, but when I was trying to do this on my own. And so having the renderer preview, performance might suffer, but I can see if, like, for example, this sweep right here, one of my biggest concerns was if during this sweep a bunch of chunks get unloaded, we're going to have a different problem. And I really don't want a bunch of those chunks to get unloaded during this sweep. So let's see how that goes. If this works, then please, 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 please keep deep field and loaded distance. It worked. Okay. So it's still loading in a few new chunks now, but we're not at the point where we've started planting the trees yet. I think we're about to be. It's hard to tell with this. Salem says, whoa, the butterfly and dragon sweeping by is incredible. Yeah, that wasn't even like, that was just a transition between the 2 points the camera needed to be at. I was going to cut that because that wasn't part of the video, if that makes any sense. I was basically making 2 time lapses just out of the same footage. The working on that corner, and then this is the part where we start putting in the trees. But yeah, that was a really cool flyby, which I didn't necessarily intend. Now I'm like, huh, maybe there's something we could do with that. Huh. Okay. Salem says it was a very smooth flow, though. I wasn't expecting everything to stay so crisp and loaded the whole time it moved. That was part of what we were testing and part of why we had the preview on. Because I was like, in theory, the stuff I need in the background of this next shot, those chunks should be preloaded. As long as I keep the camera facing in the same direction during that transition, it won't unload those chunks. And then it'll just have to load in the stuff on the left side, which it did very well. So, like, But yeah, so this is fun because we've got Mumbo's base, Grian's base, Scar's base, and my base. You know, because this is my episode, so I like showing my stuff in there. I mean, obviously you can see Cleo's and ZF's and iBuy and stuff. iBuy is good because Impulse actually helped with this. But it's a shame we can't show like falses. But like, what I kind of want to do. This might sound like a dumb sentence mathematically, but I wanted to convey that unlike like I said in Scar's video, he's got a really great zoom and focus on just the perimeter itself. But what I wanted to convey is that the perimeter is surrounded. Right? Like the perimeter, you know, Doc makes this big thing about it being this isolated space, but like he's beset on all sides, really. Maybe not all sides, but like the sides we can see right now. So that's nice. Exactly, the perimeter's perimeter. Grace Winter. Yeah, see, that's why I was saying it's mathematically maybe not the best sentence. But yeah. Okay. So in the meantime, I'm going to pull up joehills.net/soon and look at this week's schedule so I can decide if there's anything we need to fix or add. 8:30 a.m. tomorrow, V Rising with my betrothed Badger Spanner. 8:30 tonight, HermitCraft, that's on. Let me check if we have TCG Tuesday. HermitCraft, TCG. We doing TCG Tuesday tomorrow? I could ref matches for anyone who needs. But yeah, I wanted to convey kind of this social situation with the cinematography here. And that like this is part of why ReplayMod takes so long. Not just because the renders take a while, but because the more I mess with it, the better I get at it. But it's an iterative process. Caveman says, speaking of being surrounded, I love how Joe's machine looms ominously in the distance of Scar's video when he visits Cubs Museum. Yeah. Yeah, that's intentional. Welcome, Piper. Welcome, Bark Bark. Tommy Boy calls this the cinnamon topography. I haven't heard of that. You're talking about the iterative process? So, like, yeah, with this, we have a lot of vanilla Minecraft-esque terrain with trees popping up in frame. But we've also got deep field. Oh, we do get false space in here! I wasn't sure if it would render that far out. This is part of why we have the preview on, too. So I can enjoy my sense of wonder. Everybody else may also participate, if you want. Yeah, the castle's in the background. the angles may be higher than it strictly needs to be here, but I wasn't sure how low the horizon was going to dip. Ethos base is in the jungle. Yeah, you can see it there. Yep, so you can see Ethos base, False's base. You can see Impulse's iBuy. You can see a lot of the people who attacked Doc here. You can see their bases in the shot. I think that's pretty cool. Like, the perimeter is big, but the server is bigger. Yeah, Cleo's base. Unfortunately, Cleo wasn't able to join us. So, not a huge participant in this event, but... Synthetic Entertainment says, how's your day going so far? We survived an earthquake and a hurricane yesterday in California. Yeah, that seemed like a lot. I hope you're staying safe there, because that's a lot at once. Morning, NJ. I hope Doc doesn't go fully Dr. Robotnik and start having, like, pigs pilot flying machines after transforming them into robots or something. Polaris Northstar says, feels like this shot is saying, and here's what the server looked like before Doc got his revenge. That actually was part of my intent as well. Not only to show how we're hemming in Doc, but also to show, like, how large a target everything else is. If that makes any sense. Okay. So, that worked out way better. Like, way better than I expected. So, we're going to probably come back to this and do a revision of it where we add in, God, why is this microphone stand not staying put? We're going to probably come back and do a longer, higher def version of this. That was just the test render, but that was such a successful test render, I might even be able to use that in-game, or in the video. Like, I was not expecting that to come out that well in the preview. Let's see what that one looks like here. Welcome, Iron Shark. I'm going to load this up in OBS here so y'all can see it. Okay, so we've got the first part of this where the chunks all start loading in for about 5 seconds, and then we start actually progressing time. So this part is just starting to set the stage a little bit, where everybody's working on this one last corner, finishing it all up. Swoosh. Then we start swooping this way. Those chunks all get loaded in before, then there's where we start planting the trees. So we've got the trees coming in. I'm not sure how well this is rendering via OBS for y'all. Why is that layer slightly offset? Whoops. Okay. So those trees in the background there are getting unloaded, but that's not too huge a deal because there's nothing important back there that we really want to showcase. Parts of False's base do get unloaded there. But, Okay, yeah, so there's stuff we could tweak there. But on the whole, that was a win. Okay. So the next thing we need to do. Single player. We need to take this world download and put it in the right folder. View worlds. Where's the view folder button? Okay. So that's going to take a minute to extract. What? 30 minutes to extract this? No, there's no way that's right, Microsoft Windows. It should not take 30 minutes to extract a zip file. Oh my god, are you kidding me? No, now it's gone down to 30 seconds. Okay. Okay, I feel better now. Xander the Mander says, Doc should be grateful you guys didn't terraform some lakes. I really thought about it. The lakes were one of my favorite parts of the decked out terraforming, the ice lakes I did, and little ice waterfalls. But I realized that that might create... If we screwed something up, we might really break something with the water. It was unlikely placing dirt and trees that we would break anything important. But, okay, single player, world... Mahi says, I think the only thing funnier than spontaneously doing this during a meeting would have been if they called up a bunch of former hermits as part of a 10-year anniversary event, so they'd be immune to repercussions. You know what I realized was Grian should have opened the rift. We could have opened the rift and Captain America flying out of the portal, the whole thing. Where we open the rift and we just invite everybody back who's ever been on, and also a bunch of our other random friends. Just like every hermit gets 4 people they can invite. Grian's temporarily opening the rift so we can get this done. Right? That would have been something. I'm not in creative game mode. Why am I not? Oh my gosh. Options. Okay, do I have to hit open to LAN? Allow cheats on. Start LAN world. / game mode creative. Okay. So here's the fancy end game version of my house. Little sailboat. But okay, to get to Biffa's bowl from here. I also needed to render some footage from Biffa's bowl of the rainbow. I hope... It looked like the nether was still working for Mumbo. You know what? BobbyMod never works well in the nether. At least in my experience. Let's try turning that down. There we go. Okay, Biffa's bowl was... Which way? Oh yeah, here was the first shopping district. Season 1 of HermitCraft, the shopping district. Let's see, which one was my shop? Is this one mine? It's been so long. That one definitely wasn't. I feel like Quartz Are Us by the Goon Squad. I feel like I had a shop in here. Was it this one? Mandible chicken leg. A pre-chewed food shop really seems like the sort of thing I might have done. It was so long ago, though. But yeah, our first shopping district ever was this mall. Oh, wait, no, maybe my shop was on the ground floor. Oh, yeah, this might have been it, where I was like, trade carrots for ink. Or ladders for... I can't remember. It's been so long. Free bushes for the world. That one's from Corrales. But, okay. Yeah. Mumbo really, really inspired all of us with doing this video. Re-show in the first season. Biffa's a boat. Okay. Run and tap space. I don't wanna... Okay. All the portals are sideways for some reason. I don't know. Rolcon says, I love how Corrales has just has been like that for 10 years as you have. I know, right? Okay. So, which direction is the rainbow in? I mean, this is legitimately a really impressive build. That rainbow, though, I think we did that all the way to build height. I might be wrong about that, but I believe it was to build height. Yeah, we started on this little island here. And then, yeah, this seems like it might have been build height back then. 115. I think was 116 build height, or was it 127? It feels like you might have been able to... I don't know. Yeah, this was... But anyway, I want to get a ReplayMod camera pass of... Oh, for ReplayMod purposes, we need to disconnect and reconnect before we... Since we went through the nether. Okay. Now, because this is a single-player file here, we can turn up the render distance, and it'll just pull it directly from the disk, I think. Was there anything out there in the ocean? / game mode. Oh, we'd have to reopen it to land, apparently. But yeah, was there anything out there? So if we sweep... Let's say we bring the camera from here... Yeah, from here over... to here. Because, like, if it just so happened that my base was actually in the background there, that would be kind of amazing, right? I don't think it is. I have no idea what's out there. What's beyond Biffa's bowl? We had, like... Your render distance would be, like, 8 chunks back then, too. So nobody put any thought into where stuff was if it was 20 chunks out, right? Like, this might just be, like, unexplored ocean with nothing, but I'm curious. Yeah, I think we can safely assume it's nothing. Okay. Dang it. Yeah, I feel like the oceans were a lot bigger in the old versions of Minecraft. Hey, we got our first tip of the stream rolling in. Let's see who that's from. Thank you very much to Clue Emily for tipping 50. Whoa! What a strong start. That is 2.5 face camera expansion milestones. So, where is that? OBS. Please direct your attention down here to where I'm in slot 9, putting the hot in the hot bar. So I can say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee-dee. And also, numero dos, expand Joe, dee-dee-dee-dee. So thank you, Clue Emily. That puts us 10 away now from our next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay, so the thing is, if there's nothing really of significant interest back here... Oh my gosh. This is a view. Okay. Let's put a ReplayMod marker there. and then a ReplayMod marker here. And then basically we covered this entire bowl with water one time. It was the precursor to this dock perimeter prank, and so I'm referencing this in my episode. The footage I have, we were recording in like 240p back then, or 360p at most. So, boom, 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 boom. I've got an idea for a prank, and it goes like this. It's about a guy who covered a bowl made by biffa, and we filled it with water. Everyone said, whoa, that was huge. Is it too soon to whisper rainbow? Okay, so we have enough these markers now with those different camera angles. We can use those as kind of a shortcut. Hey, we got another 20 rolling in from Ink Curious. Thank you, Ink Curious, who says, too early to have something clever to say. Happy Monday. Well, thank you, Ink Curious. Here we go. It's time to expand, Joe. Okay. Opening up this here world. Set invisible players none. Ooh, the water deep below is a lot more fun. Okay, so let's load this event marker. That's gonna have both the timestamp and the I think showing the bowl at night because of the way the rainbow is lit up is actually more impressive than during the day. So let's go ahead and mark that. Let's go ahead and mark that, and then let's go ahead and mark that. Okay, then, so this is 1:30, and we're gonna probably have to tweak the angles on those, or the distance between those. Creates a nice contrast with the day shots of the perimeter. That's also, ooh, that's a great point, Salem. Good thinking. You are not wrong there. Okay, so here's the other thing. So we're gonna actually put in, if we go back to this moment, we're gonna actually have this load in paused for a few seconds. Before it starts moving. Okay. So it's going to go like that. It's going to come around like this. Okay, so for this part, we need to have it pull out further. This far. Okay, and then when we get to this point, that's 4:19. We're going to add another timer here that's just 4:21. Actually, wait. Okay, that's 4:19 and 29. Let's actually maybe just go 4:29, 1:39. And then we'll delete the other one that's wrong. Is this, wait, is that the one I just remade? Yeah. So we'll have that hold position at the end there. Low quality flashback. Boy, my memory of this has a lot of artifacts. You can tell this is old because there's so many artifacts. Okay. So we'll do a test render of this and see how the replay mod actually handles those ocean chunks, but it should hopefully be okay. We might turn down the view distance a little bit. Oh, wait, we might turn up the view distance. We had turned it down for the nether. I was like, there's something off about the view distance. I can't put my finger on it. This is feeling like a good natural sweep here. Morning, Chloe the Great and Powerful. Okay, that a little bit of an acceleration there. I'm not 100% sure I like to get us to that point. Okay. So the trick to smooth out the acceleration here is to move this one further back that way. So it's, if you want these points to be as far apart from each other as possible, for the so that it can kind of smooth out the speed and angle. So that's going to make this first bit fly in a bit faster, but honestly, I don't think that's necessarily bad. We don't need to build too much drama here. I probably won't even use this entire sweep. I just want to have, it's just such a hassle to render stuff at all. It's easier to just do a big chunk and then say, here's the 5 seconds of this minute and 30 that I actually need. Bum ba dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Dun 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, see, there's not a crazy acceleration change there. We might need to smooth this one out a little bit more since we pulled the other one further back. And it'll look better. It'll look smoother in the final render, too. Eli says, why are we in Season 1? Oh, we're doing a flashback for part of the prank episode. Yep, see, that sped up a little bit there. So if we move that, like, closer to between those two, it'll average out better. Okay. Then we just show the stars moving for a little bit longer. Oh, how long does this actually... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I overshot the end. If you accidentally set the time code to be past the end, you're going to have what the kids call problems. Okay. So, yeah, we definitely don't... We cannot do that. So let's bring this down to... Let's subtract 5 from each of these. 34. Okay. There. Now we're safe. So, options, video settings, render distance, 102 chunks. I thought I had turned it down, but maybe we'll... Yeah, 120 chunks. Apply, done. Back to game. And then we are going to render camera path. We don't want the sky chromed out. We don't want night vision on because that's going to look weird. And render. Bum. So the first few seconds is just going to be chunks loading in, so we want to let those frames go. Oh, chunks back then were not as deep either. How do I get my render distance so high? Combination of BobbyMod, sodium ferrite core and really good hardware. So it's yeah. If I wasn't doing video production work, I would not be able to justify the hardware expense. But loading this many chunks, if I pull up my virtual memory thing right now, let's see. I'm using all 32 gigs of my physical memory and then another 15 gigs of hard drive as swap right now. Yeah, this place is really isolated. So that's the other contrast here. That's the other contrast here is we've got the sweep of the perimeter where we show that everybody is just crushing in on it, whereas Biffa's base is just like remote. Like I was originally thinking like, oh, Biffa's base always felt like it was in the middle of the ocean, but like we didn't have elytra yet, so I'm sure it was actually like right next door to some other stuff. It was not. HermitCraft Season 1, we really went out of our way to build far apart from each other because we didn't know how much we wanted to sprawl. And we also wanted to lean into the name Hermit. Like, we wanted our bases to be far apart. So it would feel like a sprawling world of individual artists. And yeah. I didn't think we were this successful at it. I really did not understand how remote this was. But like, yeah, the fact that we're going out 120 chunks here on the render distance, and we're just seeing ocean. It's like, wow. Yeah, Biffa went out and just played Castaway all by himself. Yeah, he found a stronghold under an ocean. He rolled with it. It's also interesting how much faster this is rendering, presumably because there's like way fewer like signs and banners and entities that would like slow down the render. Oh, you can see parts of that remote icy area back there now. But like, I mean, that's like, this is like objectively just in the middle of nothing. I'm so glad we're doing this. This has been a really interesting exercise for me. Hey, you got that desert over there, but like, I mean, really, this is just out there. Nope Queen says, if I remember the cleanup video, wasn't this Asuma's introduction to friendly pranking without anyone getting angry? I remember Asuma being baffled by Biffa laughing it off. I don't remember that bit particularly, Nope Queen, but you're probably not wrong. Okay, so let's go ahead and load that file up. And we'll see how it renders out here. This is the rendered version of it. This is like full speed, 60 frames a second. Now OBS is going to kind of It's not going to be necessarily as high quality coming through as now as it would be through YouTube later. But yeah. Beacons coming into view. One at a time there. And Mumbo has done us all a great service by revisiting Season 1. Just absolutely beautiful, like, the impact that his episode has had on everybody. I'm so appreciative of him for taking the time to do that. So if you haven't already seen the Mumbo Visit Season 1 video, strongly, strongly recommend it. It's been very, very impactful on the mood and attitude and perspective of the current players. Especially those of us who have been around for a long time. Okay. So I guess we should go, let's maybe hop on HermitCraft now and see what's going on. Iskel's online. Howdy. I should probably actually go work on this, but it's so much more fun to go help people who need stuff. Check on the button. Yeah, we can check on the button. Somewhere under the rainbow. Dun, dun, dun. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get some more rockets first. Okay. Let's go check on the button. It's into yellow, but we've got the red crown already, so we really need the purple. We can still stand here for a minute while I figure out. We were trying to work on my calendar, but I got so, what do you call it? Entranced by that Biffa bull sweep. Like, I didn't need to watch that preview. It was pretty obvious it was going to turn out okay compared to some of the other stuff we've done. But I think because there's less vertical data in the old world, it was rendering faster too. Like, it wasn't, it didn't, like, build height was lower. The rainbow's another button, or button's another rainbow. I guess technically you're right. It's pretty limited. It's missing some colors there. Oh, wait, that's not in order though. That's not in order at all. Am I gonna do a quick shot of the Cleo apology rainbow from season 7? Did I build that rainbow to apologize? I thought I was just being obnoxious. It was so effective, I don't even remember what I did wrong. Such an effective apology. Okay. So, let's look at the schedule though. That's what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be looking at the weekly streaming schedule. Tuesday, V Rising. Okay, so we did the V Rising. We might have TCG Tuesday. I might need to pull that from the schedule if I don't hear back from the other hermits, but that's we'll find out later. Did I build it as malicious compliance to keep Cleo from breaking my legs again? Gotcha. Mind of Me says, it was both. You apologized for building a cactus farm in her base, but it was also to hide the cactus farm. Oh, that's it. Okay. I should check in with Cleo, too, because Cleo was dealing with a bunch of stuff. Working on my schedule for this week. Will you be up for crafts on Wednesday? Yeah. I know you got a lot going on, so sorry to bug you, but I'm working on my schedule for this week. Will you be up for crafts on Wednesday? Okay. Thursday we should have Quinn in studio. I think we confirmed that on Saturday. Friday morning stream. Okay. Okay, so let's modify this event. Weekly on Monday, custom ends, let's just say the end of the semester. Probably actually before that, probably ends then. Okay. So in theory, this is a pretty standard streaming schedule week. Thursday night. Thursday night is weird. So because I don't have the car anymore, I'm gonna still have plans with friends some Thursdays when I can get a ride or take the bus. But I'm gonna be free a few Thursdays a month. And before we had this calendar system, I wasn't very confident about having, like, an erratic schedule where it's like some Thursday nights I stream and some I don't, that sort of thing. But now we can do that. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so let's put that on here. Add time. That's 3 p.m. to, let's Okay, so we're definitely not going to have a stream on the night of September 9th. So let me pull that from the streaming schedule. Okay. We've already pulled the stuff on Labor Day. Welcome, Geek of Many Topics. We're just going through the streaming schedule, trying to coordinate with people. Cleo is definitely on. So yeah, there's some question of if I'm gonna have some Thursdays off, kind of what do we want to stream there? That might be our Tears of the Kingdom variety slot. It might be HermitCraft Overflow if we're behind on stuff. I feel like if there's a time that I can't consistently stream, I shouldn't stream HermitCraft during it then. Because, like, people like to plan... Some people, whether I think this is a good idea or not, really don't want to miss a HermitCraft stream. But they'd be fine with skipping a variety stream like Zelda or whatever. Okay, so let's real quick. Yeah, so I'm talking to Cleo about topics for this week's stream. Is this the one we want? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, can I post that to... Will this go in my Discord? Oh, whoops. Upload to Zombie Cleo. Tommy says, ready for a call when you are. Okay, yeah, Tommy, let's get that going. I'm not sure if that'll interrupt the upload to Cleo. I'm assuming it wouldn't. So, Tommy, why don't you go ahead and you call me? Because that's, I feel like, less likely to interrupt the upload than me tabbing out or something. Overflow art projects, yeah. I think we might call that stream Thursday night overflow. And it'll just be whatever we didn't have time for the rest of the... Yeah. I like that. Hey, Tommy! Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
Awesome. So, one thing that we were just talking about, I'm not sure how closely you were listening, was some Thursday nights, not all Thursday nights, I'm going to be available to stream because of not having the car now. So, I'm going to add to the stream schedule Thursday night overflow this week and next week. That won't be the case every week, but we might want to advise people to, like, hey, just so you know, there's a new semi-recurring stream slot. Keep an eye on joehills.net/soon to see if there's a stream that Thursday or not. If that
Gotcha.
makes any sense.
Okay, I will put that in. I suppose I'll just do it near the stream schedule section. An
Yeah.
upcoming stream.
Yeah.
That feels relevant.
So Thursday night overflow. And then does not... So how would I even describe this as when this repeats? This repeats on... Ugh. It's gonna... I might just copy this one. Oh, wait. Hold on. You know what? Maybe this will be the Twitch stream. Yeah. Streamed to twitch.tv/joehills. So every few weeks I'll basically, this guarantees I'll have at least like 2 or 3 Twitch streams a month, just to remind people I exist.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna copy that. Wait, did I accidentally make it repeat forever? Dang it. Okay. Well, having made that mistake now, I guess I'll just start deleting it from the ones where I know I have stuff with my friends. So we'll delete it on the 7th. We'll delete it on the 4th. Well, maybe not on the 4th. The 28th. Oh my gosh, how am I so bad at calendars? Tommy, I'm bad at everything.
Who's ever good at calendars?
Yeah, I know, right? Okay.
Maybe NJ.
Oh, dang it. I need to put this... This is on the wrong calendar. I forgot to put it on the joehills.net/soon calendar. It's just on the Joe Hills business calendar. Business. So it'll never happen on the 1st or the 3rd Thursday. So we'll delete that one. This is the 1st Thursday, so we won't have it there. And we won't have it on the 3rd Thursday there. We won't have it when Corinne's on fall break. We won't have it that weekend. October, we won't have it 1st or 3rd. We won't have it on Thanksgiving Day. Then we're getting into December here. I'm just going to try and make sure that this is kind of roughly done through the end of the year.
Yeah.
If I know for a fact the 1st and 3rd Thursday, we'll never do a Thursday overflow. Then some of the other ones we might or might not, depending on other things. Okay, okay, cool. Got confirmation from Badger about the V Rising stream tomorrow. Sorry, Tommy, yeah, you're calling, like, right when I'm working on this stuff, but part of this does affect the newsletter, like I said, telling people that the Thursday thing... Thursday night overflow. Some Thursdays Joe will be doing a variety stream on Twitch. What'll it be that night? Who knows? Let's find out. Honestly, I've been kind of wanting something like this for a while, so I can just play different random games and talk to people about what I'm up to. Like, I haven't done a Dwarf Fortress stream yet, because I'm like, where would I put that? I haven't done a Peglin stream yet. I really like Peglin. Have you heard of this?
Nope.
Well, see, This is an excuse for me to mess around with stuff. Yeah, I put Peglin on a lot when I'm editing because it's like Peggle. There's no timing element to it, or no time-based element to it. You just, throw things into a pachinko machine, but you're like a goblin fighting monsters. It's weird.
That's cool.
Yeah, so like basically because it's turn-based, I can do a turn while I'm waiting for something, like in Final Cut Pro, like if I make a change to the timeline, it might take a second to render like all the new audio waveforms and stuff. So it's like while it's rendering the new waveforms, I say a second, it might take 5 to 10. It's like I'll go over there, throw one rock in Peglin, and then switch back to Final Cut Pro. So, okay. Anyway, so I can show off some of those random games I play. People always ask me, what other games do you play? So, finally get some Zelda time in. Maybe get to Pokemon one day. Although I feel like that needs to be its own series. But yeah. So, anyway, core concept. Thursday nights, occasionally overflow stream. Maybe it'll be arts and crafts. Maybe it'll be extra HermitCraft. Who knows? Whatever.
Extra special bonus stream.
Yep. So it's not really so the bonus streams are more kind of like random with their, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I feel like because the game you're playing will be random,
Yeah.
it qualifies. The timing's not random, the game is.
Yeah.
Okay, for the newsletter, the first heading I have is for the quarterly meeting. I've linked the VOD that's available on YouTube and the minutes that I've made a separate post for as well.
Yay.
We haven't set a date for the next meeting yet. I've currently just got a placeholder saying so, but if you have a date in mind.
That's a great point. So to some degree, when we choose a date for these things, like we want it to be about 3 months out, right?
Right.
But we also know if there's like something that we need to know first, like for example, if knowing when the new season will launch would drastically impact my planning, I wouldn't want to schedule the quarterly meeting for right before the Hermits will figure out when the new season launches. I'd rather do it the week after, so then instead of just being like, we got to speculate about 50 different options, we have a set date. Within 3 months, we should definitely have that in particular sorted, but I'm trying to think, what is it that we might need to know 3 months from now-ish, that moving this forward or back a week would be affected by? I can't really think of anything offhand. I feel like... Is there... This is open to you or anybody else in the chat that wants to jump in with suggestions about, like, well, Joe, well, you don't know this yet, you don't know that yet. Because, like, there's stuff that, like, I definitely won't know for a long time. Like, I won't know where Corinne's going to middle school until, like, May. So, it doesn't matter if we do the 3rd week of December or the 3rd week of November on that, right? I'm equally ignorant about the middle school situation. We're not going to know about the immigration thing at any particular time either. I can't think of anything that would really be like, ooh, we need to hold up on this to make sure that we've got it.
The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is just the winter build contest.
Well, the winter build contest is more of a Minecraft server issue. So it's not like a broader community thing. So we already have time to talk about that sort of thing at like the monthly petitions for the server. So I think we're okay either way there. But yeah, that's a good point. And just says we also need to plan our next quarterly planning meeting. Yeah, the project management meeting. Mahi says avoid the Pittsburgh women's tournament weekend just in case that works out. Yeah, I've been talking to some people who compete in the local women's tournaments. There is some interest. This looks like a pretty worthwhile thing to attend. So, yeah, Tommy, I don't know if you saw, but I'm not good at getting Corinne Christmas gifts in terms of like physical things, because for the most part she doesn't want stuff, which is probably something she gets from me. But so like one year I got her Hamilton tickets. Another year I was like, Space Camp is going to be your birthday and your Christmas, and honestly it's more expensive than I would have budgeted for either or both combined anyway. So this year I was thinking of taking her to a women's pinball tournament in Pittsburgh, but got to see if my family's willing to chip in toward the travel expenses on that. But yeah, we definitely don't want to schedule it for that weekend. Let me pull the calendar up. Okay, so if our starting point is 3 months after the August one, that would put us what, November 18th?
Just about, yeah.
That's the week before Thanksgiving. Let me check the school calendar, because that might be like an airport thing. I'm not sure if I've got to get Corinne to her mom's for. Well, I mean, I know I have to get Corinne to her mom's for Thanksgiving, but I don't know
when.
Yeah, I don't know what day she'd be flying out. So let me pull that up real quick, because I'm not sure if the school has the whole week off for Thanksgiving this year. No, they don't. Okay, cool. So yeah, the 18th would not be an airport day for sure. Okay. Because even if like the flight was at 6 a.m., I don't want to schedule a quarterly meeting for 3 p.m. because the flight could be delayed and I could just be stuck in the airport for 8 hours and then miss a meeting. And I don't. Then instead of this just being like, man, my day's ruined, like I ruined like 20 people's day. So don't. Yeah. November 10th is a Veterans Day weekend, so we don't want to do it that weekend. Honestly, November 18th might be the best. Because
we can always set it tentatively for the 18th, and if something comes up, we can reschedule.
Well, I mean, at the same time, though, I can't imagine what a better weekend would be. Because the weekend before and after it are both holiday weekends. Yeah, let me check the IFPA website. See if there's anything November 18th that I would have to possibly have a conflict on. Nothing in Nashville, November 18th. Let me extend the radius out 300 miles. But I don't have a car anymore, so it's not like that's going to be a huge thing. No tournaments within 300 miles, November 18th. If I increase the range to 600 miles, which is now like a good portion of the country, scroll down to November 18th. Fort Wayne, Indiana, Stern Army Wizard World Kids Four Strike Tournament. Well, that is actually a kids tournament. Oh, no, that's not like a big draw, though. That's just like a weekly Saturday morning kids tournament. Okay. So, yeah, I don't care about a weekly event that happens to be on the 18th.
It sounds like it's a good day then.
It sounds like, yeah, as far as I can tell, there's nothing on November 18th that would be a conflict.
Okay, I'll put that in the newsletter.
Synthetics Entertainment says, would I have the pinball machine done by the end of HermitCraft? Yeah, I have no doubt that I can get that done. Like, the end of the season is probably, like, we're just planning to start talking about Season 10 this upcoming week, and it's usually 4 to 6 months between when we start talking about a new season and when the new season starts. So I can get this pinball machine to a place where I'm happy with it in 4 to 6 months. I'm not too worried.
Do we want to set the time of that quarterly meeting now?
Let's do kind of what we did this time and also have petitions. So let me get the calendar out. So November 18th. Noon. Let's say noon petitions. save, and then next quarter new business at 1 p.m. Central, Saturday, November 18th. For October, we were going to do the build contest judging on the 21st.
Right.
Let's say that's at 1 p.m. And we'll do petitions immediately before that at noon. Okay. So,
Do you want to schedule September petitions while we're at it?
that's not a bad idea. Okay, can't be September 9th. Can't be September 16th. The 23rd, we have the parade. So let's do noon the 23rd petitions. So September 23rd, noon petitions. October 21st, noon petitions. November 18th, noon petitions. And then let's maybe just go through December, since honestly,
Sure. Finish up the year.
Finish out the year. It's gonna have to be the 9th. Let me check the IFPA calendar for December 9th, though. Just to make sure. A bunch of stuff in Missouri, Topeka, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Meridianville, Alabama. Nothing in Nashville or near it. Okay, so yeah, December 9th, noon petitions. Okay. Yeah, we want to be as early in December as possible, because like schools start getting out, people start going on break.
Right.
Yeah. So for January 2024, we'll probably do noon petitions on January 20th. And then 1 p.m. build contest judging on the 20th of January. I know I said it would be around the 15th, but I realized the 15th is literally Martin Luther King Day, and we don't want to do it on a holiday weekend.
Oops.
So,
yep.
Yeah. But, I mean, that build contest hasn't even launched yet, so...
Right.
So we're good there. Okay.
All right, I will put all those in the event schedule.
Yeah, those are not on the streaming calendar, because those are not all streamed events. So.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. So besides that, for Minecraft servers, I have the parade VOD.
Okay.
And I also have the petitions VOD and minutes linked.
Yeah, you might want to mention under the parade VOD, if you don't have time to watch the parade, one thing to note is that Quinn and Joe announced that they are doing a new version of Lines that is intended to be more of a dance or club style, inspired by Fally. You can link Fally's video there. Don't embed it, though. Because I think that was...
Do you have a link?
Oh, boy. Let me find it. Fally Lines Dance Mix. Line dancing is a thing. Let me search for redacted. I think the answer is I do not have a link.
Should I DM Fally to get one?
If I search the Discord for Dance Mix, Lines dance lines remix. Okay, I think I found it. Give me a second. This is it. I will post it in the live event chat, and anybody else who wants it. But yeah, basically, Quinn and I were listening to this in the car, and we were talking like, that's not maybe how we would have approached it, but it's pretty good. And then it's like, how would we have approached it? And yeah, so it would be like, rather than a dance remix, it would be a full kind of re-recording of the song from the ground up, intended to be a dance song.
Nice.
Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. So that's something that people will be able to find. Quinn will be working on that on stream after wrapping up the Binge Watch Rap remix that Technologic funded. Okay, so that's that. What others? Sorry, if I know I keep interrupting you, but that's also the point of this call. So,
yeah.
So yeah, we're getting it done.
Okay, so after that, I have the event schedule, which I'll be updating with all those petitions and contests. Then after that, I have the Everstorm obituaries, and I have included a reminder that Everstorms are now going to be syncing to the monthly newsletters.
Everyone seemed so happy with the Corinfluence on the current Everstorm that Corinne and I are already brainstorming the next two. She's really enjoying working with me on that. So
that's so exciting.
Yeah, for September we're probably gonna do a autumnal / back to school theme, and then for October we're gonna do kind of a spookier take. So, yeah, so we got some stuff there that we're not gonna pre-announce because the actual like mod choices we'll keep under wraps until launch, or let y'all discover that. But yeah, I'm very excited with experimenting with the Everstorm server there. So
very cool stuff.
NJ says I need to hop on at some point. You can. You're on the whitelist, NJ. Mahi says, do you want to perhaps make a Discord calendar that has the Discord events in them? Okay, so Tommy, there is a way to make like Discord events, or is that only for like people public Discords? Can you do that? I think you can do that for private Discords.
Can I make a Discord event?
Create events. Where's your event? Voice channel. Then you select which one. Okay.
I don't think I have the ability to do that.
I should probably get that in there. NJ says, what time are we chatting this evening? I am updating my calendar. I thought the plan was for us to talk at 8 this evening Central. 8 Central, because 8 your time would be not good for me. Yep. Okay, so next problem. So yeah, yeah. Even if you don't have permission to create those now, I should probably create them and then write up the process or something before I delegate that. Anyway.
Sure.
So yeah, not a problem.
We'll still have the schedule in the newsletter for people to reference until then.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too, is like any big Discord event will be scheduled more than a month out for the most part anyway. So in the monthly newsletter, it would say like, hey, petitions is on the 23rd and the quarterly meeting is on the 23rd an hour later or whatever. But yeah, we can set up proper Discord events for that. The Hermits have been using those, and I've been learning how they work from that. So yeah, that's doable.
Okay. After that, I have the pinball tournament. So happy that someone else has won for once. I don't have to congratulate Toxic anymore.
Wait,
This
who
is
won?
great news.
I
Butterfly
just
Girl KMC.
what? Oh my gosh,
I know.
I didn't even look. I didn't even look. I was just like, I'm just gonna take a screenshot and send it to Tommy, and I'll type this up in the morning, to put in
Yeah, like
the
over
tournament.
11 million points.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right.
Like
Butterfly
higher
Girl
than Toxic. It's
KMC had
crazy.
38 million, Toxic had 27. I had 20 million. JS Parker had 7. Lakshmi 13 had 7. Fair Terrier had 7, and Bear had 5. Wow. I think this is Bear's first tournament too. So thank you, Bear, for joining, and don't be discouraged. Like, this was a hard table for it to be your first one.
Anybody can beat Toxic now.
Yeah. We've proven he's not invincible. The thing is, if Toxic wins the first 15 games in the series, because it's a 26 game series, but your best 15 scores are the one that, or your best 15 placements are the ones that matter. So if somebody actually manages to win 15 of the 26 games, they're guaranteed first place. So Butterfly Girl KMC, thank you so much. That is I was worried I structured this series poorly. I didn't expect any one person to get close to winning 15 games in a row. But like when Toxic won the first 6 weeks in a row, I'm like, oh no, I did this wrong. It's too late to change the rules of the series now. We're gonna just have to know this for next time.
But
Yeah,
it's not too late to do better than Toxic.
I was really trying. So part of the problem too for me this week is normally the 2 hours during the HermitCraft meeting is when I try and get a good score. Because it keeps my hand away from the push to talk key, and there's already 23 people shouting. So, they don't need me yelling too. But since we were placing blocks in the perimeter this week, I lost 2 of my allocated hours. But yeah, no, that was very good though. So congrats, Butterfly Girl KMC. You're breathing new life into the entire series. This is deeply exciting for me. I'm sorry to
Also
Toxic.
exciting for me.
Yeah. This is great. This is very good. Okay. What a relief.
I just also wanted to say though, do we have the standings for week 7 available? They weren't linked anywhere for me to provide.
So, you know the series link where it shows like all 6 of the games so far.
Yes.
You can say tournament results haven't been added to match play yet, but when they are, you'll be able to see the total updated series and it's the same link as last week.
Well, I have the standings for like overall, but specifically for week 7 was what was missing.
So I have to type them in.
Oh me, oh my.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten to it because it's in my queue. So like I have to follow up with the insurance company, and I have to get this video out the door before I do things like running back to the staff chat to get the meetings scheduled and getting the pinball things typed in, and it's like I've got a list. But yeah.
Okay.
I say I've got a list. It's in my head. I haven't typed up that list. That would be part of what I would be typing up if we were still if I was still waiting on you for this call, but it's fine. But yeah, no, I've got a whole bunch of stuff that's in the queue behind upload video. Upload video kind of has to be the priority here, and
yeah,
video is not fully edited yet, so yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Lakshmi 13 says, I think it's okay to fight for 3rd or 4th or whatever. It's okay for Toxic to win in week 16. It's kind of okay, but it's not as dramatic. I would prefer that the entire series, every slot is up for contention. That would be my preference, but if somebody just runs away with it, they run away with it. There's nothing I can do there. I might at that point say next time we're gonna do the best 18 out of 26 instead of 15 because I'm gonna look at how many however many toxic does win. If somebody does win more than 15, I'm gonna probably increase that number a little bit.
I mean, if we have 26 games and
Next
Toxic
series.
wins 20 of them, I think we need to nerf Toxic.
Well, the problem is only your best 15 games count. The way I structured the series. So for future series, I might say only your best 20 games count. But I didn't want to penalize people too much for joining the series late or taking a lot of vacation time or whatever.
Right.
So it was a trade-off there. Maybe didn't think that through. But okay. Other headings, other stuff in the newsletter we need to go over.
Okay. After that, I have the link to the joehills.net/soon page for the upcoming stream schedule. I have notable streams with the V Rising VOD, the Craft Stream VOD, and the TCG Tuesday VOD. And then I have upcoming conventions and then the farewell. And I mentioned that this is the last weekly newsletter.
Okay, great. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that that got in there, so thank you for that. Okay. Let me see real quick about the menus here. Top menu, select. We can add that schedule. Okay. Upcoming streams and meetups. Add to menu. Okay, so soon and live. Let's move about to the end, maybe. Save menu. So the website should now have the soon and live pages on the menu, which they do. Cool. And maybe those pages need to get merged at some point anyway, but that's fine. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good about all this.
Ew.
Okay. Anything else that, or was that the entire list? Was there anything
That's the list.
not in the newsletter we need to go over? I think we just talked about everything at the quarterly meeting for the most part, so there wasn't anything at the end of the quarterly meeting where you're like, we forgot this, or I need to bug Joe about that.
Right.
At least not on the public-facing side. There's stuff that we talk about at the staff meeting.
Yeah. For the monthly newsletter, are we still doing calls for that?
Yeah, I think we should. Where part of why I was like we should do this the first Monday of the month or the second Monday of the month was because the call schedule is my schedule is synchronized with a week, not with a month, right? Like
makes sense.
My Monday is not like it's not like November 3rd and October 3rd are the same to me every time, whereas every Monday I have this time set aside. So you and I might just do our call the last Monday before the newsletter gets published. Would that make sense?
I just don't think my brain operates on that kind of schedule.
Yeah, well, I guess my problem is I don't have, like, my stream schedule is based on the day of the week.
I'm trying to think of a compromise.
I mean, it doesn't have to be the Monday stream. It could be the Friday stream. It could be the nearest stream where I don't have a guest in the morning to the end of the month.
My problem isn't specifically it being a Monday. The issue I run into seems to be where if it's like, oh, it's the second Monday of every month, I'm not conscious of my days of the week like that in terms of like, oh yeah, today's only the first Monday of the month, so I don't have to worry about the newsletter until next week. The weekly scheduling has been fine because I know every Monday, you know, unless it's a holiday, I do newsletter calls. So that's like a consistency that I'm able to keep up with. But Second Monday feels completely random to me.
Well, it wouldn't be the second Monday in this case. I'm saying, what if it's the last morning stream of the month where I don't otherwise have a guest? We do the call.
The last Monday of...
Not necessarily Monday, because I don't have guests on the show on Friday morning either.
Oh me, oh my. That's just complicating things further for me.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, yeah, like, if we were gonna have this call, it would either need to be a Monday morning or a Friday morning for me to have it, is what I'm saying.
I think something else worth mentioning is that if I will be starting classes this semester,
then
that's gonna affect my availability.
Do you know your class schedule yet?
No, I register tomorrow.
Okay. So, how about we don't worry about this at all until you get your class schedule, and then we try and figure out something that works around that, because that's going to take precedence.
Okay, how about I'll register my classes, and then I will let you know which days of the week work best for me, and then we can make it like the first Monday.
Are you clicking a pen or something? Like something
yeah,
metal?
sorry.
No, because it's like scraping in my ears. It's
oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No,
I
it's
didn't
fine.
know it was audible.
No, like there's like a clear like metal against metal grind sound.
Me, oh my.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I guess just get back to me once you know your class schedule. Do that first, and then we'll sort out the rest.
Let's have our next call scheduled at the very least, so if anything, we can review it then.
Well, no, because if we schedule that call for like Monday the 28th, and then you're like, oh, I have a class that like what day do your classes start?
Classes start September 5th.
Okay, so we could schedule the one at the end of this month.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, then let's schedule that right now.
Yes.
But then... Okay. So if we go to August here. So we want to have the newsletter go out September 1st, right?
Right.
So that is a Friday. So I could do the call that Friday morning with you.
Friday, September 1st?
Yeah, I could... Because I already am streaming and I don't have a guest Friday, September 1st.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so, yeah. Cool. That might not always line up like that, but with your
right, but we can figure it out then.
And you'll already know by September 1st what your class schedule will be like, and we can figure out the rest from there. Okay. Cool. That sounds good to me. All right. Anything else then, Tommy?
I think that'll do it for now.
Alrighty. Well, then thank you very much, Tommy, for that. And I think we're basically about to wrap up the stream then, because I need to take the videos I rendered earlier and start editing them immediately, because I want to get this episode published. So.
Well, good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you. Tommy, do you have any final words for the audience?
Bye, stream. I love you.
Alrighty, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Stop streaming.